Let's subtract 4x from each side, so that we have minus 6 is greater than or equal to 5 minus 4x, which is equal to x. This means that x must be greater than or smaller than, x must be smaller than or equal to minus 6. Let's expand the parentheses first, this way. So we have 2x plus 4x minus 8 is less than 8. This means that we have, and let's add 8 to each side. Now what we have is 2x plus 4x, which is equal to 6x. These 8's cancel each other out, is smaller than 16. Therefore, when we divide each side by 6 now, x is smaller than 16 over 6. Or we can say that x is smaller than, when we simplify each side by 2, we're going to have 8 and 3, 8 over 3. Let's subtract 2 from each side so that we leave x alone. Now we have 4x is greater than or equal to 22 minus 2 is equal to 20. Let's divide each side by 4 now, so that we have only x here, which is going to be greater than or equal to 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. This is my answer. Let's multiply each side by 6 so that we get rid of the 6 in the denominator. So we have here 3x minus 6 is greater than 5 times 6 makes 30. Now let's get rid of the 6 by adding 6 to each side. These are gone. What I have is 3x is greater than 36. And let's get rid of 3 now by dividing each side by 3, which makes 12. Therefore, x must be greater than 12. Let's subtract 8 from every side so that we leave x alone. That means 4 minus x is less than 4x plus 8 minus 8 is less than 16 minus 8. Therefore, what we have is minus 4 here is less than 4x, which is less than 8. Now what we need to do is to leave x alone by dividing every side by 4. Therefore, what we have is minus 1 is less than x, which is less than 2. Let's subtract 6x from each side so that we leave x alone. And then let's add 6 to each side to leave x alone. Now what we have is, these 6's are gone now. So what we have is 7x minus 6x, which is equal to x only, is greater than, these 6x's are gone now, 12 plus 6 is equal to 18, so x must be greater than 18. Let's show that on the line. Let's say this is 0, and let's say this is 18. Since it must be greater than, not greater or equal to, this must be an empty dot, and this is the area that I am looking for. Let's subtract 2x from each side, so that there will be no x left in the right hand side. What I have is now from 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4x minus 8 is greater than 16. Now let's add 8 to each side so that I don't have any number here. What I have is 4x is greater than 24. And now let's divide each side by 4, which means that x must be greater than 6. This is the answer. Let's subtract 9 from each side, so I leave the x term alone. What I have here is now minus 2x over 3 is greater than or equal to 4. Now let's multiply each side by minus 3 over 2 so that I leave x alone. What I have now is these gone, double minus, minus minus makes plus, so x must be less than or equal to, because since I multiply with minus now, the inequality will change direction, will be equal to, these cancel out, minus 6. Let's subtract 4 from every side, so that minus 4 here, another minus 4 here, and another minus 4 here. What I have is minus 18 is less than 3m, which is less than 21. Now let's divide every side by 3, so m is left alone. What I have is m. See, 18 minus 18 divided by 3 is 6, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. This is the answer. Let's add 4 to each side. That's why. So what I have is 4x is greater than or equal to minus 20 plus 4 makes minus 16. When I divide each side by 4, what I have is x is greater than or equal to minus 4. Let's find that point on the graph. Let's say this is 0. Let's say this is minus 4, greater than or equal to minus 4. So this area is covered, and since I have equality to, this point will be filled up. Let's add 6 to each side. So I get rid of this minus 6. 5x minus 2x is equal to 3x. So 3x is greater than 18. When I divide each side by 3, x is going to be greater than 6. Let's multiply each side by 5 and 3, so that these 3's and these 5's will cancel out. What I have is 3 times 2x minus 4 is greater than 5 times x plus 2. Let's expand the parentheses now. What I have is 6x minus 12 is greater than 5x plus 10. And now let's subtract 5x from each side, so that these x's will be gone, and I'm going to be left with only one x here. X minus 12 is greater than 10. Now let's add 12 to each side, so that these 12s will be gone. What I have in my hand is x is greater than 22.